Hello student, I am Kadambini Balakrishna Patil, teacher in mathematics, presently working with Deccan Education Societies, Willingdon College, Sangli. Okay, now today we are with some different topic, and that topic is related to one of the branch of the mathematics, which is called as calculus. What is calculus? Calculus is nothing but it is your calculations. Means what? Means what? Now you are in the COVID-19 situation. So in this situation, every day you are calculating the data. How many patients are there? How many patients are cured? So that means that ratio is also changing. What is the change? That the number of patients are increased, number of patients are decreased, this way, and every day you are getting a data, this much amount of peoples were there. That means you are calculating number of peoples, those who are suffered from COVID-19. Okay, so that calculation means accumulation of the data. Accumulation means you are collecting the data, and along with this also you are calculating what you can say, the ratio also. What type of ratio? It is decreasing, increasing, or whatever may be the ratio, what type of ratio you are getting. All these are like your crop. If you are having wheat crop, you know that the wheat crop is there in the field, it grows nicely or not, so it is a growth. Okay, now once if it is a nice growth, you are collecting the grains, means you are collecting the wheat. That collection is also a calculus. So we'll see what is in the calculus. What do you mean by accumulation of the data? What do you mean by the collection? And that collection already you are studied. What is increasing, decreasing of the data, or what is the ratio of the data? That you are already studied in this branch only, and that studied in the derivative. Okay, now we'll deal with what is the accumulation. For that, we'll move towards the PPT. The calculus. What is the calculus? In this, it is a branch of mathematics which deals with the change. So we'll see what type of changes you are having. So changes everywhere around you. And what are the changes? Data in mobile. What is data in mobile? That means sometimes you are downloading WhatsApp or any other, you can say, your app. In that also you need a data. Okay, so data in the mobile. So what is data inside the mobile? That means it is a collection, or it takes some area in whatever the data you have or the storage capacity you have in your mobile. Okay, next is plant and animals grows in age. It grows, both are having the growth. Okay, so next, bank balance of every month. That means it is either decreasing or increasing, or it is bank balance is two-way. If it is an FD, it is continuously increasing and accumulating also. That means your money is accumulating. Or if it is an salary account, it is decreasing every time. That means you are using the amount from that. Okay, now what? Next is what? Next is one more example, that WhatsApp data in your mobile. It is collecting, everybody is sending you a message like good morning, good afternoon. So that is collection of the data in your, or the storage of the data in your mobile. Okay, so that is also one of the collection. Decay of radioactive element, that means what? The whatever the element is, it vanishes after some years. So that is decay. Decay means it is a decreasing data of whatever you have. And the soil erosion. Soil erosion is also different type of data. That means data means it is a soil which we have. Erosion means it vanishes actually from that place. That is also called as the change which you have around you. In all these above cases, what will happen? There is a different type of changes you are learning. Different type of changes means sometimes it is relative change, sometimes it is decreasing, sometimes it is increasing, and sometimes you are collecting. So this type of change is nothing but it is a heart of the calculus. So what is the calculus? Calculus is nothing but it is a heart of, or you can say change of your every day by day activity. Now above data is that means you need to classify it, and this is classified into two parts. One is change and another is collection. how fast it is changing and how much changing, that you are already studied, and that idea is in the derivative. How fast it is changing and how much changing is the concept of the derivative. So ideas learning behind complicated concept of a change is either derivative or integration. Integration gives you the meaning of itself. Integrate means what? Collection, togetherness. So togetherness means an area, so that is called as integration. So how fast collecting your data, how fast it is collecting or it is collecting is also important. So accumulating a data and how much accumulating a data. So relative decreasing or relative increasing, relative gathering or relative collecting, these are the examples of the derivative and integration. This is a bifurcation of your calculus. Your calculus begins with the limit, but limit is nothing but it is a basic part of the derivative. So actually it is divided into two parts. One part is derivative, another part is integration. Derivative means change which you are already studied with respect to something it is. Now integration is nothing but accumulating means gathering or the collecting of the data. We'll deal with that. Okay. That means these two things must be related, derivative and integration. So we'll find whether they are related or not. And one more thing is that two things must be related to compare the change. That means where you will calculate the change you will calculate if it is respect to some another. Now if you will say that you are walking with some speed and you are calculating the speed of your father, that is not an related data. But if you think about your speed and your walking, then only that is related data. So this is called as the relation. If you are able to relate or if you are able to compare the change, and that is also change means whatever may be, change or accumulation, both are change. So this type of changes you are dealing with nothing but the derivative and integration. So we are dealing with this fact. So integral tells you about how much something is accumulating. You are already studied about how much it is changing, that is in the derivative. Now we'll deal with how much it is accumulating or gathering together. So examples for that I will take as download an app in your mobile. So when you are downloading an app, you know that you are having internet speed and time. So according to the time, look at here, for the first minute you are accumulated or you can say downloaded the data this much, second, and if that speed is constant, remember if your internet speed is constant, then only you will get this type of collection. Okay, so that is nothing but it according to your time. So internet speed versus time gives you the proper rectangle. If your speed is same throughout, then similarly this accumulated is nothing but your area enclosed in your mobile. That means whatever the space it takes in your mobile, that is nothing but area enclosed in your mobile. Okay, this is one of the example. Now I'll take this as internet speed time, and here you are having, or you can say distance. Distance according to the distance means distance I took here to show that how much place it is accumulating in your mobile, that distance you can calculate. Or we'll take one more example, that is force and the distance. You know that distance travel, and if you apply the force, work is done. Okay, so this work done, if your force is constant, if it is not changing, then your work is like rectangle. And this type of calculation is very easy. Now look at here, you are already studied. In which standard? In 7th standard, that you are having a graph paper. You took any, that means either stone or leaf, and you are started the calculating of area of that leaf. I think you remember that what way you did. Suppose this is a leaf over here and you want to calculate the area. You started calculating how many proper squares are there. So that 4 units, because you know that in your graph paper every square is of 1 unit. So you will calculate this area, and the half square you are calculated into 2, you will get that again 1 square unit, and this way you are calculating the area in 7th standard. That is also the part of calculating the area. So these are different ways to calculate the area. You know the formula for rectangle, you know the formula for square, and you are able to calculate the area. But now if internet speed is not proper, so what will happen? So for area, we are calculating, if it is a square, I told you, if it is a square and the rectangle, this type of area, it will be nicely you are able to calculate. But it happens every time. Do you know that your internet speed changes every time? Your force applying changes every time. So you are not able to get the square every time. It happens only if it is a constant speed of everything. That means if you are applying the constant force or internet speed, but that does not happen. So integral tells you how to find the area enclosed in above cases if no straight lines are there. So in straight lines, easy to find the area, but that is rarely happen. So now time and internet speed. Now internet speed changes, it becomes a curve. Okay, now it's not a straight line, it becomes a curve. And to calculate, so now we will generalize. Time becomes x and your internet speed becomes fx. In our mathematical language, we will generalize this whatever you are having. So here again you are having a curve, you want area under this curve. And that is nothing but accumulated data, that is nothing but your integration. Okay, now if this is an integration, how to find what is the area under the curve? How to find this area under the curve? That is integration, but we need how to find that integration. So work around before integral is nothing but pretended area is made up of lots of straight lines, and these are the in pieces. What are the pieces? Suppose this is estimated area you want under the curve. Okay, now these are made up of small pieces. Then look at here the area. Now this is complete curve. In this curve also I made these small rectangles, but still there are some spaces which are not included in this rectangular area. So I will increase this number of rectangles in the curve. Okay, so what way I will increase? Still there are few more places are there which are not included. So there are rectangle type spaces here which are not included, and they are negligibly small actually. So again I will continue with doing that, and it is more and more strips inside the curve, and that is close to your curve. Okay, and that gives you the area under this curve. Okay, so that means you need to find out the strip. Why strip you require? Because you know the area of the rectangle. We are using that in this. So these strips are increased here. These are still smaller one. There are the triangle area which are not included in that strip. So increase the strip. And how many it increases? It increases till infinity. Okay. So from that you will get the area. So work around before integral is given by pretend area is made up of lots of strips in the line, and we'll get this area. Okay, now x equal to a, x equal to b, in this we want the area. So now look at here, if I'll draw the rectangle inside this curve, this is easy to find out AR, but it is very difficult to find the curve part area. So this is nothing but in this curve part area we'll start doing the strips in that. So what are the strips? You'll take any x, the other one is delta x increment in it. So you'll get such type of areas. Now area means AR, this area plus a gray shaded area. This you will get. Anyhow, this also a area and gray shaded area, but we'll divide this into part in such a way that you will get your area from the given things. Okay, so total area is what? total area is such strips you want, and fx means this length, because this is y equal to fx. So this length into this breadth delta x, and such all strips. How many may be the strip? I equal to 1 to n. So n number of strips are there. For every strip you take fx and delta x. Okay, that sum gives you the area under this curve. Now this is not possible because there are rectangular area which are not included if the width is small. So small means what? It is approximately equal to 0 we want. Approximately 0 equal to 0 means, already you know in pair of lines we studied, approximately means it is coincident. The other side of the rectangle coincides with the first side of the rectangle. So total area equal to, it approximately equal to 0. So we say that limit delta x tends to 0 for this sum, because fx is independent of delta x. So if summation I equal to 1 to n fx delta x, this is nothing but the area enclosed. Looks like a great on this paper, but it's extremely painful to calculate, because every time you are not able to calculate fx and delta fx, it's like you are having a curve here, and every time you have to calculate this length and this delta x, whatever may be. Again this length and delta x means, and you have to add. So is it feasible? No, it is very painful to calculate such type of data. Okay, so what we'll do? We'll do something else. So that is nothing but, in 17th century there is a one shortcut. We got the shortcut for these extreme calculations, and this shortcut is nothing but the name already given to you, that is concept of integration. Okay, so that concept of integration will find how it is. That is important. So for that, what we'll get that area under the curve. You know that it is ax, because x it depend upon x, so ax. So this area is derivative of area, you will get dA by dx. You are already studied in the derivative. Then what will be the definition of this derivative? That we'll see first in that curve. Now look at here curve. Now your area, you want to find the area under the curve means integration. That concept we want here. So first we'll start with our derivative. What is the derivative? Derivative is nothing but x plus delta x is there. Here you are having x. Okay. Now x, there is an increment in x, that is x plus delta x. Already you have here function fx. Okay. Now this closed area under this is ax. For this we'll start thinking that the given curve is fx and area is ax for only this strip. Then what is the length of the strip? This side you are having x, here you are having x plus delta x. That means width is delta x. Width is delta x. Now look at here, limit delta x tends to 0. Delta y upon delta x, this is nothing but the derivative of a. Okay, this is the definition. By definition also we know that what is delta y? Delta y is nothing but fx into delta x. We are already studied in approximations that what is delta y? Delta y is nothing but fx delta x. So you will get here limit delta x tends to 0, delta y value is replaced here, fx into delta x. Now you know that delta x is not equal to 0, but it is approximately equal to 0. So delta x you are able to cancel. You left with fx. Fx is independent of delta x. So you will get fx. Now look at here. What relation you got between ax and fx? Fx and ax are related. And what way it is related? Derivative of del a is nothing but the function fx. A dash of x equal to fx. This relation is important. That means what? If you want to find the area, you need to find another function whose derivative is given function. So if you have to find area under the curve fx, all of you have to do that, you have to find out another function whose derivative is fx. Similarly, look at here. I will take here quick example of derivative of sine theta. What is derivative of sine theta? derivative of sine theta is cos theta. Okay, so sine dash theta is cos theta. This function you got, that means integration of cos theta is sine theta. Okay, so that is the meaning of find another function capital Fx. This one is capital Fx, this is small fx. So find another function fx whose derivative is fx. So you start thinking cos theta is whose derivative? It is the derivative of sine theta, and hence cos theta's integral is sine theta. This way we'll start thinking. That means what? You are thinking in reverse direction. And what is that reverse direction? That is called as anti-direction. Anti means anti-derivative. Finding a function means when differential yields another function is called as integration. So here we are, some people are found the rules. Lots of rules are there in which you are studied many rules. Which are rules? So one rule you are already studied in 11th standard, that is integration of x raised to n dx is equal to x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. Now what is the role of constant of integration? N is not equal to 1. So what is the role of constant of integration here? That is, we'll discuss here for few and then remaining in the next lecture. Now look at here. What is the role of, see, that we will discuss here. What is the derivative of x square? Derivative of x square is 2x. What is the derivative x square plus 2? That is also 2x. What is the derivative of x square plus 100? That is also 2x. So what happens to this constant? How to identify? Now look at here. How to identify that integration of this? Now you know that this is a reverse process. So integration of 2x dx is equal to what you will get? You will get 2 into x raised to, exactly reverse process. What is that reverse process? Here in derivative, what you are doing? In derivative x raised to n, you will take n here, okay, and the power of x is reduced by 1. What happens in the integration? That power of x is increased by 1. Here you are multiplying, here you need to divide, but this gives you only x square. But which x square? Now which function? Whether it is x square plus 100, whether it is x square plus 2, whether it is x square, because both are different. What type of curve? You are having the curves. This one is x square, y equal to x square. It passes through origin. Actually, let me draw proper. It passes through the origin. This is y equal to x square. Now what is y equal to? X square plus 2. This is here. X square plus 100 somewhere here. All these curves are same? No. Then what you will say? How you will find the definite answer for this? Is that the accurate answer? No accurate answer you will get from here. So this you are getting some constant. So any constant. So you will say that any of the curve. Any of the curve. So integration of 2x is x square plus any of the curve, that is x square plus 1, x square plus 0, x square plus 100 and so on. So how to find that? X square plus, so we'll say that this constant, any constant, and this gives you the family of curves. This is nothing but the family of curves, and you are not getting definite answer for this. Is there definite answer for this? No. This is nothing but x square plus c. So this is not an definite answer. And what we are learn here? We are learn here derivative and integration are related to each other. How they are related? Whatever is the function inside is the derivative of this function. Okay, so that means you are start thinking in reverse direction. What is that reverse direction? Reverse direction means if any one of the function is given here, suppose I'll take sine theta, instead of that I'll take different example. Suppose it is given here in sec theta, d theta. You start thinking whose derivative is sec theta. So here you need to find a function whose derivative is sec theta. So you are coming here or this point by thinking whose derivative is sec theta. This is called as antiderivative process. What it is called as? Antiderivative process. And therefore one more name is given to the integration is antiderivative. What the name is given to it? Antiderivative. That means the reverse process of the derivative. So that by that also you are able to find the integration, and here you are not getting the particular value of that function. By integrating or by integrating any function, it may be x square, it may be x raised to n, whatever may be, you will not get the particular value. So it is called as indefinite integral. Why it is called as indefinite integral? Because you are not having definite function to say that this is the antiderivative of the given function, and hence the name is given to this topic is indefinite integral. Okay, so this is all related. These are the names. This is only the meaning of the antiderivative. This is meaning of the integration, and we are begin with our calculus. And in this calculus, we are learning with the branch which is called as indefinite integral, which is nothing but the antiderivative of the functions, and it is not giving you definite value. So whichever things you are learn or you are learn in 11th standard, that we'll see in our next lecture. In here integral symbol, now we are related to the integral symbol also. That symbol is evolved from the sum, because this is a sum. Just now we have discussed that sum is written, it is a small s in sum, but it is given by s like shape and with related to the variable. Which variable? It is important. This integral sign is always with the change, small change in your variable which is independent variable. Means the change depend upon which variable, that variable is take always here in the integration, and you are related to that. Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll discuss remaining part in next lecture. Okay, student, we are started with our topic, that is indefinite integration. About how indefinite integration are arrived, what is the concept behind it, and how it is related to derivative, and it is a part of calculus that we have discussed now. We'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.